Hi everyone, welcome to Dave's Bonsai. On today's episode, it's time to fertilize. The winds of change. It's windy, it's hot, it's windy, and there's a system coming through. Today we're expecting a high of about 90. We're at the 20th of August, and the rain is going to come through tonight. So a front is going to come on through, and then tomorrow's high is going to be about 73. So almost a 20-degree drop. Now, the nice part about the rain is I'm hoping the rain will evenly water all the trees and just filter through all the water I've been using from the hose and some of the pond water, get some good rainwater. I also have been preparing fertilizer tea bags for what will probably be my last application of fertilizer for the year. So as we end August here and get into the month of September, we want to make sure that we're still going to kind of give a good heavy dose of fertilizer to get our trees storing all those starches and sugars over the winter so it's ready for a strong push in the spring. So again, we're not going to fertilize to expect this massive growth per se this year anymore, but to store up some of those energy sources for next spring. I have been preparing tea bags for the last couple of days because it is a lot of work. I put about a tablespoon of fertilizer in each tea bag. Some are bigger, some are smaller, which is good for the bigger pots and the smaller pots. And wrapped them all up, and I've got them stored in the garage here. And what we're gonna do now is we're gonna bring an empty tub and the full tub of the bags, and we're gonna go around to all the trees and we're gonna try to fertilize my massive collection now of bonsai trees on the benches. So they'll have a good 6 weeks between now and the first part of October for a lot of that fertilizer to get in the system and again prepare it for the spring. After putting all that stuff together, now it's just time to make sure they get on all the trees. I leave the old tea bags on so I know where I place them. So the general rule of thumb with tea bags is it kind of concentrates the fertilizer in one area of your tree, and then you rotate it every 4 to 6 weeks throughout the year, depending upon what species you're fertilizing and what time of year and growing season it is. So I have tea bags on most of my bonsai trees. Some I don't, that were recently maybe repotted, some of the tropicals. I also had spread some Osmocote on some of these bonsai trees for a little experiment. So those were not in tea bags, but just kind of spread out generally. And I've tried to compare those trees with the trees with tea bags, and I haven't seen a huge difference with the naked eye with the trees on my benches. But right now we're going to go through and we're going to put tea bags on everything. So I believe I have about 200 bags prepped, and so we're in that process now of removing old bags and putting the new ones on. Some people may leave the old ones on a little bit longer in case there's some more fertilizer in there still. So you can do either method, depends upon how long it's been since you fertilized. It has been a good 6 weeks since these were fertilized last, and so these are just gonna come off. My hope is, after we put the tea bags on all the bonsai trees, that later on this evening, it'll get a nice dousing of rain and evenly disperse all the water through the bonsai pots, and we'll get that initial saturation of fertilizer. From this point forward, every time I water these trees, the water will go through the tea bags and release some of the fertilizer into the soil, and we'll have some fertilization again through the month of September, and we'll be setting up pretty nicely for the spring. All of my trees are in development stage, so I'm not worried about over fertilizing, because next year we want these to just continue to flush out and grow big and strong, because again, in development stage we want a lot of growth. If I had refinement, if I had a lot of ramification and I was in the refinement stage, I would then want to maybe taper some of my fertilizer, or again, I wouldn't fertilize maybe as much in spring. I would wait for that initial flush of growth and then fertilize after that first push of growth. Right now, my trees are all in development stage, so we're just putting a lot of fertilizer on every tree, getting it ready for next spring. I've emptied out 2 ice cream buckets, a gallon each, probably about 100 to 150 tea bags. So I'm pulling out my final stash here. We got a bin full of another 100 plus, and we're almost done with the yard portion of the trees. And then we got to go to see what's available up on the deck. So we continue. Who'd have thunk? Working up a sweat, doing some fertilization. I think I got all the trees taken care of out in the yard, the cabin area, the garden area, and up on here in the deck. Everything has a new tea bag all ready for the system that's going to come through tonight. So hopefully the rain will come through and slowly get these all nice and watered, and we'll be ready for that next phase of fertilization. So again, we're fertilizing here late summer, getting into fall here in September, and the first week of October here. This 6-week stretch will really set the stage for next spring. So don't worry about over fertilizing. This fertilizer here is a 10-10-10 with the NPK, and so we've got a lot of nitrogen in here, and so again, we'll be ready for some big spring push for the trees. Another job done. We still got a lot of growing season left though, and a lot of things to do, so more videos on the way. Hey, click like, subscribe if you haven't, tell all your friends, keep the comments coming on in, and we'll make another video very, very soon. Take care of you, take care of your bonsai, and we'll catch you on the next one.